Janessa Smith, 23 CR 00109, withdraw the bench warrant. Are you Janessa Smith?
Yes, sir.
You born in 1989?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits, social security number 1768.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does the Commonwealth have to say?
Your Honor, this is the Commonwealth's third motion to revoke and impose a sentence on Ms. Smith. I'd like to talk about Mr. Gardner, please.
You raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Officer Gardner, is Ms. Smith one of your clientele?
She is.
Did this begin with her in 2023 with a conviction for possession of methamphetamine?
Yes.
And her supervision began February of 2024.
Yes, sir.
And she received a sentence of 3 years, is that correct?
That's right.
When did you personally begin to supervise this individual?
March 4th of 24 was her intake at the Columbia Office of Probation and Parole.
How many violations, small and large together, has this young lady made of her attempt to be on probation?
One, two. I'm showing 7 violations.
And what are the nature of?
On March 4th, 24, during,
Your Honor, the bulk of these 7 violations have been dealt with, which resulted in Ms. Smith being admitted to drug court and being in there for almost 3 years. I think what's before the court today is what has happened since she was administratively discharged from drug court and went back on probation.
I don't agree with that all over it, but I think in times like a totality of the situation experience, get a kind of context, you may proceed.
on March 4th of 24, during her intake, Columbia Office of Probation and Parole, Ms. Smith was given urinalysis, and Ms. Smith was tested positive, admitted to and signed admission of guilt form to the use of methamphetamine occurring on or about 2/28/24, allegedly while incarcerated in Dairy County Regional Jail. Ms. Smith was directed to enter and complete inpatient treatment with Protea and was given an entry date of 3/7/24. On 3/7/24, the officer contacted Protea to inquire if she had arrived. Ms. Smith did not. It was reported on 3/11/24 that a conversation Protea had Ms. Smith was trying to get her admitted, that she had admitted to continued use. This officer was notified and a request was made to get Ms. Smith's transportation to treatment. On 3/12, Ms. Smith requested transportation for the same day and was directed to call back within the hour. There was some confusion there with getting her transported. On 3/13, Ms. Smith failed to report to treatment as directed. After several attempts to get Ms. Smith into treatment, the referral was closed by the SSC. On 3/14, SSC reviewed email from Protea stating that Ms. Smith was already ready to go and said that she could schedule Ms. Smith on Monday to go to treatment. SSC stated that it was fine, but informed her that, and this officer upon arrival, client did not enroll as directed. On 3/19, Ms. Smith has not reported to Protea and failed to report to treatment. In lieu of, she failed to cooperate with probation officer. This officer recommends that Ms. Smith be lodged, and her diversion was voided. On 4/8/24, probation violation warrant was issued. While at the Dairy County Regional Jail, Ms. Smith was requested to provide a urine sample for testing with the assistance of the jail nurse. who was a female observer. Ms. Smith refused to provide that sample. Officer returned at 4:10 and inquired with the jail nurse if she was ever able to obtain a urine sample from Ms. Smith. And the jail nurse stated that she had multiple attempts to raise her from her cell and provide a sample, and she declined. She's had a positive for meth, Suboxone, benzo, fentanyl. We requested revocation, and she was sent to drug court in lieu of revocation. And then she got on Suboxone or Sublocade, I'm sorry. And in lieu of revocation, again, she was returned to probation. On 3/24/26, Ms. Smith appeared before the Honorable Court after failing to complete her Cumberland County Special Drug Court program. Ms. Smith denied use of, I'm sorry, back this up a second. Ms. Smith reported to the Columbia Office of Probation and Parole for intake after being returned to active supervision, whereas she was given a intake urinalysis and was on-site positive for methamphetamine. Ms. Smith denied use, claimed it was due to prescription of Adipex. Ms. Smith provided proof of the Adipex prescription. Sample was collected and sent to the lab for confirmation. On 4/6/26, lab reported back that Ms. Smith was in fact positive for methamphetamine. In addition to this officer's experience and training, this officer confirmed with the SSC Greenwell that the prescription for Adipex would show a false positive for meth, but however, a more detailed review by the lab would confirm the difference between amphetamine and methamphetamine. Based on the lab results, Ms. Smith provided false statements and was in fact positive for illegal and illicit substance methamphetamine. Based on the lab results, it has been proven that Ms. Smith has provided false statements and was on-site positive for methamphetamine and attempted to hide behind her prescription of an alternative substance. On 3/26/26, Ms. Janessa Smith was directed to report to probation parole officer on 4/16/26 at 10:45. Ms. Smith signed a reporting instructions and a releasee report where in her own handwriting wrote her next report day acknowledging that Ms. Smith knew she was to report to this officer on 4/16/26 at the Cumberland County Judicial Center. On 4/16/26, Ms. Janessa Smith did not report to this officer, had called all phone numbers provided. Ms. Smith had no contact could be made with her. Then there was an update. Later that evening, after I wrote this report, at 2:49 p.m., Ms. Smith called this officer and reported that she self-enrolled into ARC. Officer believes that Ms. Smith, knowing she has a revocation hearing, deliberately self-enrolled to avoid.
Objection is speculation.
Proceed.
Self-enrolled to avoid revocation. Ms. Smith was not sent by probation and parole, but obtained several treatment providers' contact information from the SSC. At no time did probation and parole officers authorize, coordinate, or approve Ms. placement into ARC.
You have anything else, Mr.
No.
Mr. Hundley, you have anything else?
I do not.
You may proceed.
So she came back under your supervision, if not yours directly, probation and parole, March 26th of this year.
March 26th, yes.
And there was a drug screen that ended up being positive for meth.
Yes.
Based on that, you had her see Mr. Greenwell, the SSC.
She was court ordered to have an assessment as well.
Okay. And did that happen?
Yes.
And what was the result of the SSC assessment?
She was directed to do outpatient, I believe, at the time.
IOP?
I believe so, that's right.
Okay. But on her own, she enrolled herself into an inpatient placement
She did.
without your all's knowledge.
That's right.
They're not.
Okay. Nobody, I mean, when did you become aware that she had enrolled herself?
She made contact with me after she failed to report to me later that evening. She was scheduled to meet with me at 10:46 on that day. She called me at almost 10:50 that evening and reported that she had self-enrolled. And I confirmed with SSC that we did not place her, that she only obtained several placement options, phone numbers, and et cetera of people.
So, in your report, it says the update says 2:49 PM is when she called.
Yes,
No, it wasn't 10 PM, it's 2:49 PM.
49.
Okay. No further questions.
You have anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
What's the Commonwealth's position?
Your Honor, that it's Commonwealth seeks a revocation in this. It's obvious to me that she has made no effort whatsoever to comply with the rules of her probation. She's just determined to do what she wants to do. And she has not complied with anything. And I heard, I don't hear well anymore, but I heard you reference the word totality that a few moments ago. Considering the totality of the evidence here, there's no question that she's not going to comply with the probation and parole. She's not going to get any kind of assistance except through a fine situation.
Just a second.
You have a response to that?
Judge, I think that Ms. Smith would like to testify.
Okay, let's go off the record just a second. I've got a probation parole officer. Hello? Bitch.
Sir,
Okay, what was the instruction? What was the instruction for you from the court and from the legal system after you were administratively discharged from drug court?
to be probated back.
Do you have a record on that, or, I mean, it's got pretty rank hearsay, isn't it?
The court's recommendation?
I didn't do it.
Well, somebody
The
instructed.
drug court, do you have a written document that else to the drug court?
I know, the only paper that was sent to me was I get back on regular probation, probated back out on regular probation is what the paper I got in the mail.
What? Okay, let me look at the discharge paper. Would you like it, if you got this?
Just what's the date of the discharge?
March 24th, 2026. You have that?
Yeah.
Says wants to take Suboxone shot to help her quit. Excuse me, help her quit Suboxone. She self-medicated on Suboxone after having twins, has developed addiction and taken the shot without permission from the drug court. That's what it says. Go ahead.
So,
That's all she was saying anyway.
so you reported to probation and parole at the end of March.
Yes,
Okay, did you take a drug test for him?
yes, sir.
What was the result of that test?
Buprenorphine, and methamphetamines, I guess. I thought it was amphetamines, is what they told me, and that's what I signed off on, but I guess it was methamphetamines, which
Okay. And because of that positive test, what steps did probation and parole send you through?
they didn't, the court had ordered me to go see Miss Greenwell, because, still going through postpartum, and my dad just passed away last month. So the court ordered me to go see Miss Greenwell and, see what her recommendations
Who
was,
is Miss Greenwell
the, clinician.
for probation and
Yeah.
parole?
And I went and seen her,
What did she recommend after her assessment with you?
IOP with Odonto, which I was done doing and still was doing up until I went to rehab because I felt like I needed.
Why is it that you decided to go to rehab?
Because I didn't want to relapse again. I was clean for 2.5 years and I was going through postpartum with my twins real bad and I felt like I was gonna relapse again. I just didn't want to go back down that road. Like I found God. I've got my kids back in my life. I had a job. I have a home. I worked really hard for 2.5 years until all this happened.
And when did you I guess what rehab are you at?
I'm at White Oak at ARC in Inez,
Okay, Inez, how far away is that?
4
I
hours.
know where it is.
Well, Judge, I don't, but, I mean, I know it's far away.
And it's getting me the mental health therapy that I need, that I've needed. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever seen somebody go through postpartum, especially with twins, but it's pretty rough. And then losing your dad after that, like, it got to me, and I relapsed one time. I promise you, I did not continue to use. I was in a state of mind in my house, and I relapsed, and I admit that.
When did you arrive at the program?
Last Thursday.
Which would have been the 16th.
Yeah,
Okay, and you got notice of today's date,
yes.
and that was,
When did you get notice of today's date?
how did you know about today's date?
Well, I got, the paper from the DA like 3 weeks ago.
The motion,
But I told them, I was like, I have to be at court at 9 o'clock, and they kept on telling me 10, that we can get you there at 10 for the revocation. And I was like, no, I got to be there at 9. So, I mean, I had to leave when they left this morning, is why I was late. So I'm sorry about that, like I told them. And that's why I was late, so.
no further questions, answering anything, call with me after you.
Ms. Smith, do you believe that your use of drugs over the last 2 or 3 years has put your life at risk?
Not the last 2 years, sir. I've been late for the last 2 years. I relapsed one time, and that was last month, last 2 years. I started playing for over 2.5 years.
Yes. When you first arrived at the Adair County Jail, did you have to receive treatment for drug overdoses while you were there?
In 24, yes, I was in a bad state of mind then. I was in a bad addiction then.
And the truth is that they had to give you Narcan to save your life.
2024, yeah, I believe it.
And they had to do that 3 times.
In 2024, yes, sir, I believe it. So not today. I've worked hard these past 2 years to get where I'm at, and like I said, I had
You
twin
can turn
babies.
around, dress me, but go ahead.
I mean, I just had twin babies, and when I went through that postpartum, I didn't know what it was or what I was feeling. I had 2 psychotic breakdowns, which I went to the crisis center over.
Who has the children now?
Their
You're in
dad,
the rehab, you're in Inez, you don't have the children now.
their dad, but they said if
Where
I,
does their dad live?
on 115 Dillon Lane,
What city?
Burkesville.
Burksville.
But
So
they're,
wait now,
okay, sorry,
so you went and turned yourself into ARC and they took you to Inez.
yeah.
Where did you turn yourself into ARC at?
They picked me up here at the courthouse.
So you call them
Yeah, I called them,
and they transport you to Inez.
yeah. And they're supposed to send me
And
with
where
my
are you
babies.
working at?
I was working at Tyson's in Albany. And they're supposed to be sending me a place in a week where I could take my kids. I just had to go to this place for 2 weeks because it's a 3.1. And then I'm doing really good right now. And so within a week, I get to go somewhere where I can take my babies and finish the 6-month program, which is what I really want to do. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad mother.
Charlie, you have any other
Yes,
questions?
On March 26th of this year, less than a month ago, when you reported probation and parole, you tested positive for methamphetamine then, didn't you?
Yes,
Less than a month ago.
yes, sir. That's when I relapsed. And I was ashamed. I was so ashamed, and guilty is the reason, like, a lot about, like, cause you gotta think 2.5 years clean, and then you mess up, you just, instead of asking for help or reaching out, I just felt ashamed.
But you, at that time, you denied taking methamphetamine. You told them it was amphetamine.
Yes, sir, I did. I lied about it.
So you lied about that less than a month ago.
Yes, I did.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Would you like to make an argument?
Judge, I would, as the court is well aware, the road from addiction to sobriety is, for most people, not a straight line. It's up and down until that point where your stomach's full, and from then on, it is a straight line. And I think Miss Smith hopefully has hit that point. She's shown promise at times, over the course of this supervision.
What I'm gonna
including
do
drug
is I'm
court.
gonna take the pretrial diversion revocation under advisement on a condition that she go to a residential 6-month treatment. If she leaves that 6-month treatment, residential 6-month treatment, she shall immediately report to the probation and parole office in Columbia. And we'll have an incarceration order, wait for it, and I will consider the evidence that I heard here today. And if she leaves there, she shall be charged with absconding.
Judge, just to be clear, she can stay in the program she's at. That is a 6-month
I'm
program.
gonna send her back. You get to leave here today. But I don't want any more lame excuses. Nobody wants to be an addict. I've never found anybody that want to be an addict. I've found people want to take drugs, but then when they get addicted, they don't want to be an addict. Hopefully, you can come back. Maybe they'll get you a job at some juncture up there. I don't know whether your job will be here. Being a convicted felon won't help you get employed when you get out. I don't want you to be a convicted felon and living and raising these children. Right now, these children won't be able to remember when you weren't there for them. You understand that? But that time will go like this, and you're gonna have to decide whether that needle or that snort is more important to you than being involved in your children's life. That's it's not in the prosecutor's hands, it's not in my hands or probation parole. You're gonna have to decide that.
Yes.
If you come back again as a drug addict and using, I'm gonna have to make a decision that that's more important to you than your children, and then social services and other people have to get involved to see who's gonna raise those children. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Thank you.
We'll get a copy of that order up. Can you draft an order reflecting what the court did today?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Go back to Inez. It's a long drive between here and there. Yeah.